serious things and many fun things today with my guests. But to start, is there something wrong with a man or woman that are looking for a relationship right now and are dating and are going out with each other and are looking for the right love? Or this is something they want to find, and their goals, their expectations, their experience is more important than getting married right now and just live with whoever they marry. Olga and Ben have kindly agreed to
Hey guys.
give their time to give like good chance for people that are young, attractive, smart, accomplished, and wonder what kind of relationship we want, how do we do it, how do we achieve it. And we're going to talk about love, sex, relationship, nowadays, feminism, things that stop people from finding each other, things that stop people from moving forward in a relationship, and whatnot. So, thank you, Ben and Olga, for being here with us.
Thank you for having us, Natalie.
Thank you, Natalie.
Yeah. Well, first of all, I would like you to introduce yourself, just briefly, who you are, your age, and just general things you are okay to share with the community.
Thanks, Natalie, for having us here. My name is Olga. I'm 34 years old. I was born and live in Kiev and work here as well in travel area.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Olga is an accomplished, clever, and like very good and kind girl, and you know I'm happy to have you as my
Angel.
client. Ben is not a client; he's a friend.
Yeah, so my name's Ben. I'm from Canada. I'm currently a diamond driller, and I've lived pretty much all over the world. I used to teach English in Japan, Korea, Poland, Germany, and stuff. So I've been all over South America, Europe, Asia. So I got a pretty good idea of what's going on with women's minds right now. And after spending a bit of time here in Ukraine, I got a little bit more idea what's happening over here. So,
So Ben knows what's going on. He can share his ideas and experiences on like how things are all over the world and specifically in Ukraine. And Olga is going out with gentlemen that I introduced you to, and she's got experience on pros and cons of dating different types of guys, and we will share their thoughts and ideas. Okay, Olga, what kind of partner are you looking for, and why that kind of a guy?
I'm looking for the man.
Okay, well, clear.
For me, it makes no great difference whether he will be Ukrainian or foreign man. I appreciate. Are you surprised?
yeah, no, I'll just continue. Go ahead.
What really matters, his character. I want to meet the person with the common values, character, and what? And
his personality. What is
his
important
personality.
for you? His personality.
Masculine man, maybe leading, dominating, but respecting women.
Dominating and respecting. Does it exist? Right?
Yeah, no,
Can you comment?
of course it exists. Yeah, no, I mean, like, I'm pretty sure that's what every Western guy comes to Eastern Europe for is, they want a woman that wants to be taken by a man and shown the way. But for that to happen, the guy has to have some kind of, goal in life. He has to have some kind of pathway that he's already walking on. And exactly what Olga was saying is that she wants to support him in his journey. But women are attracted to men that are very dominating. Like they can take charge. There's some kind of animalistic sexual desire to be with a man that's powerful, the alpha, the guy in charge. So everything she's saying is true. And the reason why I was surprised earlier about what you said about Ukrainian guys is I was like, okay, well, you're with Natalie, so obviously you're looking for a Western guy, right? Because why else would you join up with Natalie if you weren't interested?
I'm working with Ukrainian guys too.
Oh,
yes,
okay, something I didn't know. All right,
with good Ukrainian guys.
Yes, of course, obviously.
But next question comes why foreign guys? Because Ukrainian guys, obviously, yes, we know them, we can predict what they want, we kind of understand them better, actually. But Why foreign guys are interesting for you?
Why? Because I find that foreign men can be mature personality. And mature, yeah, personality. And if he takes the decision to come to the foreign country and to spend, this is quite risky matter. I understand all the fears and maybe prejudice over the Ukrainian ladies. And if he takes this so responsible step, I respect this, and I think that this is the interesting personality to share our values and maybe to have some future.
Okay, so kind of the generals, it just sounds to me, but
I find that some foreign men are handsome.
Thank you.
Some.
No,
1 out of 20.
Some, yeah.
They are handsome. They're in a good sport form. They do sport. That is attractive.
Take care
Yes.
of themselves. Actually.
Yes, but men shouldn't be selfish.
Well, you don't spoil a foreign guy. It's like a Ukrainian that can't handle many compliments.
Hey, if the foreign guy's coming here, he's already spoiled, as far as I'm concerned. You look around and there's candy everywhere, so it's gonna be kind of hard, you know.
Have you noticed any other features or like benefits of foreign guys that are attractive to you?
Attractive to me. Of course, this is broaden your your understanding of life. That makes you more mature personality, because if you are able to understand the another culture and the values and the realities of the other country, it develops the woman too. It's not easy thing to adjust to live in the other country, to make family with a foreign man.
Some guys are thinking that Ukrainian girls just want a rich guy and leave Ukraine and like have a better life, let's say. All Ukrainian guys say that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, she joined you because we're not good enough, we're not making enough money, and yeah, she wants a rich guy. What's your comment on this?
I disagree.
Are you looking for a rich guy?
Yeah.
So she agrees. Yeah. See, don't listen to what she says. Watch what she does.
Yeah, Ben reveals my secret.
Exactly.
Ben knows everything.
Duh.
But
Seriously, I disagree, of course, because women, Ukrainian ladies, are looking for the being friend, for support. For emotional connection with the man. Financial status matters, but his personality, his character, and his attitude towards her matters too.
But you live quite well in Ukraine, from what I know.
You
have a good job.
Yeah. That's very good.
You have stable life.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I think that partners can be, self-sufficient and. I even know the examples when the Ukrainian lady finds a job abroad and she's earning money and she has quite good assets abroad living with her foreign husband.
Yeah.
That's real. And she's not going to rob him and to use him for money. So that's real stories. It really exists.
Yeah.
And I think every woman, maybe some women should think how not to use men's money, but how can I be useful to world? What are my talents? What I want to do? What I can do?
Do you want to work after you get married?
After I get married, I want to get pregnant.
Good, give me 5.
But when the baby will be growing up, yes, it's possible that I will find a work.
Okay. Now other guys are thinking, all she wants is getting my baby. Right?
Yeah, guys, you are right.
Right? If she's telling, I don't need your money, I want a baby with you, she's like, oh, all you want is baby with me. How do we, your opinion, when a girl is saying, I don't want to pursue career right now, I want to pursue family, what is a better way from your opinion, what is a better way for a girl to express it to the guy and show it to him that she's not only after his baby or something like that?
I mean, if Olga was in the West and she were to say, hey, I'm looking for a baby, first of all, Western guy's gonna be like, yeah, you're lying, that's a cap. because most Western chicks are not interested in having families, stuff like that. So they're not going to take what she says seriously. They're going to not believe you at first. It's the first thing they're going to think is like, yeah, okay, you're just, saying whatever you think that I need to hear to want to be with you.
See?
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, but you have to understand, like, that's the way things have been for such a long time, that women are like focused on career, not interested in family, not interested in kids. So you're going into a market where guys have heard this their entire lives and saying like, no.
Guys, I'm lying.
Yeah.
I'm lying to you, don't believe me.
Yeah.
He knows my secret.
When guys are coming to us and when I'm getting them a girl who wants family, babies, like who doesn't want to take the leading role, they don't believe it. Point.
Yeah, no, and I mean, like,
That's it.
I probably wouldn't believe it at first either, as well, because, yeah, like I said, that's not what we were taught growing up.
Yeah.
Women are taught to be and do their own thing, and men are a secondary thing. When you're 40 years old, that's when you decide, oh, it's time to finally start looking. And
I'm almost 40.
Come on, you're 34.
I'm 34.
You're 34.
But in 6 years.
yeah, so
In
blink
6
your
years
eyes.
you'll have a baby, have a husband, and I'll be visiting you
Yeah.
somewhere.
Yeah, so if you want to go about like trying to convince a guy that you're not, like this is legitimately what you're looking for, is you don't come right out and say it, obviously, because in the West we aren't as direct as you guys are. Girl, I want baby, I want money, I want this, flowers, give me whatever. Like, just will come right out and say it. So you gotta go a roundabout way. Just show your interest, be around, show that you have values that the guy would want for you to be his wife. Show him that you can cook, you clean. Like, that's the big thing. Like, guys in the West, a lot of us, we can cook and clean. I cook and clean. I do my own laundry. I cook my own meals, all my own food. All the time. I wake up, I make my breakfast, I'll have my lunch, I'll cook it, dinner, 3 meals a day, every day. And I know a lot of Western guys are the same way. We cook our own food. And so you also have to do that, because we're in the West, man, girls can't cook or clean. Uber Eats everything, You're hanging out with a girl, it's Uber Eats every single meal. And it's just like, really, you can't boil an egg? What's going on? Yeah. Oh, yeah, seriously.
That was like a viral video, how to boil a pot of water.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Did you see that?
No, I didn't see it, but I believe it.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't surprise me that a lot of women don't know how to, even fry up some eggs.
Okay, now started with asking Olga, so what's your dream relationship like? What kind of love story? We were talking to you before that, remember?
He told already to find the man, to have a baby, to use him for money.
That's what every girl wants,
Yeah,
Natalie,
yeah.
obviously.
Listen to
Use
him.
men for money. Come on.
No.
Typical Ukrainian girl.
You shared with me a story
Yeah,
that you like you watch these people on Instagram.
yeah.
Oh.
Instagram.
Oh,
Momo. She's an illusion.
She's living in a fantasy.
Yeah, crazy girl. Yes, I know that feminism is popular in Europe, but I have found on Instagram the couple of German fashion, super successful fashion designer Philip Plain and his British girlfriend Lucia Bartoli. What was interesting for me in this couple is that they have typical, traditional Slavic roles. He is strong leader. He's super successful businessman who is owning the group of enterprises. I think he's a tycoon. I cannot affirm, but he's a billionaire. And she is not working at all. Actually, I'm following Lucia's Instagram, and if she were working, her subscribers would know about it. And what is awesome that Philip is sharing that he's thankful to his girlfriend because for her friendship, support, inspiration. He is respecting this woman, and she couldn't find the better woman of himself. So of course, if I had the possibility, I would interview him and ask, what's your secret, guys? How happens that super successful tycoon fashion designer is thankful to a girl without a job?
Yeah.
because we don't care about that. But we don't care. We don't
She's
care.
not businesswoman.
No, we don't care. We're not interested. It doesn't matter. You could be a waitress at McDonald's or something. We do not care about your career.
So what's the secret of this couple?
Are they married?
He is attracted to her.
No. Are they married?
No, I
Good
think no.
sex.
No. Okay,
Good
so
sex.
Yeah.
yeah. So he's not really appreciated then. He hasn't married her. He hasn't chosen her.
But we don't know the future. Maybe they would marry.
How long they've been together though?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe 1 year.
Yeah. So I just want to be honest. Look, if the man really appreciates you, if he really cares about you, he really wants you, he'll put a ring on it. Otherwise, he's just showing
He
you
put
off.
10 rings, Philip Plains on her fingers.
Yeah, but he'll put the important ring on it. The ring that matters. So a lot of these girls that are watching Instagram and they're seeing these kind of like fairy tale situations, right? And they're thinking, oh, that's going to be me. But you know what? Give it a year or two and he'll have another girl on there and another girl on there, another girl on there. Girls, you don't win until you get that ring. Once you get that ring from that high value man, you won. And until then, you're kidding yourself. Really, he's using you.
How long does it usually take for a smart guy to realize he wants to put a ring on a girl?
I'd say
Minimum, maximum.
Yeah, I would say within a year. Within a year, the guy should know exactly if the girl is for him and that he wants to marry her and be with her forever. And she's talking about this guy, but I guarantee if he hasn't put a ring on her finger yet, he probably won't.
Well, your home task is to check how long they've been dating.
I mean, I'm sorry to burst your bubble, but I mean, that's just the way it is. Like, if the guy really did appreciate her, he would marry her and he would make commitments to her because guys make commitments different than women make commitments. So when a guy commits to a woman, he invests his time, effort, and money into her. So if he's not investing that into the woman and he's just hanging out with her and she's cooking his meals or something like that, yeah, no, he's probably thinking about somebody else, or he's just like, oh yeah, she's just temporary. I know these are harsh realities. But I mean, it's the truth. Like, if guys really care about you, he will put a ring on your finger and he'll give you a child. You'll give him a child or whatever. Like, that's how you know when a guy is really committed. He will go all in.
I see it all the time, actually, and I see examples when a guy and a girl decide, like 2 weeks after knowing each other, that I want to put a ring on you. And he does. Like rare cases, but it's obvious.
Oh yeah, no. When I lived,
they're still together, those actually.
Yeah, no, for sure. When I lived in Asia, that was really common. Like in Korea and Japan, they get married within the first couple weeks of meeting each other. So it does happen. Western, obviously in Western countries, we have pickup culture.
3 years.
Pump and dump, don't get married, kind of stuff, and
pump and dump.
Oh yeah. But I mean, I understand both things because, the girls in the West, man, they're not worth marrying. They really aren't. They're very low quality, and you would not want to. You invest your time, effort, and money into it, she's gonna take it from you.
Yeah.
Because they were raised to think and believe that they're that boss, babe. They're the boss. They own you. They control you. Stuff like that. So you kind of want to. That's why it's really good to come over here to Ukraine, because you're not going to run into that. Yes, the girl is going to be interested in your money, but that's for for you to provide, right? Obviously, she's thinking about her future, but she's not thinking 5 years down the line, if I'm bored of you, she's going to leave you.
I have a better thing to say. Yesterday, I was talking to a good friend. He's Asian, and he does business in Ukraine. And he has a girlfriend, and he says that it's not like that anymore. They don't just want your money. It's no longer you will impress a girl in Ukraine with nice dresses, nice elegant resorts and stuff. They want more. They want you to give them a future, help her build a business, make her give her a future possibility to be part of either your business or build her business so she can be self-sufficient too. So she's not asking you for money, so she makes it herself.
Yeah, but if you do that, the odds are she's probably going to leave you.
Well,
it's true. It's true. And we see it all the time in Western countries, and any guy watching, he's going to know that. If you're building up some other, your woman's business or something like that, well, you're building her up to leave you.
If you are her main investor...
It doesn't matter. Once she becomes self-sufficient to a certain level, she'll leave.
They sit together.
Because why wouldn't she? She'll go get a guy that has even more money or higher up.
No, it
If she
doesn't
has
work.
your baby, if you've brought her up,
Yeah.
if you have more
Yes.
than connection,
Yes.
if you have
Yes.
more than just you're building a business.
Yes. Yes.
That's a Western woman you're talking
Yes.
about.
Yes.
Yes,
100%.
that's what Western women do.
Yes. 100%.
Ukrainian women don't leave their man. If they are building them up, they become more valuable and they become like vintage wine. You've invested this much in her and she has connection with you. She has your life. She has your trust. We stay with these guys.
Very Natalie's thinking is saying good things.
That's
So-
how Ukrainian girls think.
Right. So I would say this to that is like it would all depend on at what age a Ukrainian woman comes over to the West. The younger that she is, the more likely she's going to be acclimatized to Western culture, and she will become like Westernized. Because I know loads of Ukrainian women that grew up in Canada, and they're exactly the way that I just described. Like just because you were born in Ukraine, it doesn't mean that's it for life. Like.
I agree with that.
You become climatized to your environment, like
Especially if there is a big age difference than what I've observed, and the guy builds just business and there is like only material connection between them
Yeah.
and not serious emotional connection, then yes, the chances are that she may leave the guy. But in most of the cases, they do stay though. And if the guy is only calculating,
Yeah.
if he's not putting the emotional energy into he's buying the girl. There are guys like that, and it's sad. If he's just buying the girl, then yeah. But if he really trusts her, he loves her, they argue, they make peace. I have couples like that, especially when they have like another. Well, if they are not having kids together,
Yeah.
then they build business together. That connects them. It has to be like another goal of doing things together. If they are having like a kid together and business,
Yeah.
that's a big connecting factor.
So the task is
My experience.
the task is not to build a business, but to make emotional connection between man and woman. And there is secrets how to do it, because business, common business, it's like the top, and the roots are emotional connection with man.
I mean, no.
Don't tease me, man. Come on, that's not fair.
No, I mean, like the statistical data does not support what you say. The vast majority of women leave their husbands. It's over 80%.
That's in the West.
Yeah, but I mean, like if you're bringing, your Ukrainian bride to the West, she's also going to be part of that statistic.
10% of my couples only divorce. For various reasons after like a number of years together.
Right, but you still got to look at the data in the West. Like
That's
the data is
local
like.
data. It's local data.
So, but I'm sorry, but according to you, the foreign man shouldn't look for Ukrainian lady.
No, man.
Because only no.
No, you completely misunderstood what I said. I'm not saying not to look for Ukrainian women. I'm saying that if you build up her business in the West and you get her to a significant height and success, the odds of her leaving you are higher.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying don't get a Ukrainian woman. I'm saying if you build her up to a certain height, then her options for like a better guy or like a guy with more wealth or better looking or something like that, she'll be surrounded by those guys all the time.
But that comes with the values that the woman grew up with.
Yeah.
Well, again, that's why I said it depends on when she comes over to the West.
Not necessarily. It comes from the family. It comes from mom and dad. If her mom and dad are still married, if she is having like happy relationship, if she sees like brothers and sisters married, if she sees good examples, she won't leave the guy.
Well, obviously,
Of
she has a
course,
strong
it's like-
male role model
Yeah.
in the family is like, it's key, it's very important. But there's like tremendous, influence from like society to act this way. Like,
That's bad. Though.
Yeah.
That's Western society is really like devastating families.
I know one example of Ukrainian couple, Nikolai Tishchenko. He is now a politician. He is this guy. He was a former restaurant owner. The network of restaurants. Now he is making some policy. His wife, Alla Baranovska, his model-looking very beautiful woman of 25 years old. Maybe next April she will be 26, a young girl. She's the owner of the beauty salons in Novopechersky Lipki. This is the luxurious districts of Kiev. So 5 years ago, I think he was investing some money into her business. Now she's a super successful girl with the angel-looking face.
And we have other examples here in Ukraine that girls actually look up to, and they're married.
And she's a businesswoman.
And they're happily married, like this star, the singer. Шлепки.
Oh. I forgot.
I forgot too. She's married to a guy who's considerably older, but she has, боже, ну, вона корону носит. What's her name? Her advertisements are all over Kiev and Ukraine with ice cream.
Оля Полякова.
Полякова.
Оля Полякова,
Да.
yes.
Yes.
She's singer.
Yes,
Maybe.
like Lady Gaga of Ukraine.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's happily married to like an older guy who's investing in her, who builds her business, and he's paying for her clips, like $1 million clips, and they stick together, not because of his money, but because she is a very strong personality and they like it about each other. So these are the examples that we see, actually, in our culture.
Yeah.
We have other Asiya Khat. We also have bad examples.
Yeah, of course.
When guys are having 5 mistresses and stuff.
That's exactly.
So it's sad though.
Yeah.
But talking about you, Ola, what's your biggest obstacle of finding a decent guy like you want? Somebody who will be masculine, strong, who will let you have the babies and take care of the family, and you will do your part of the family stuff and he will do his. Like, what's the obstacle?
With foreign men, can be misunderstanding and different values. And maybe it happens that foreign man enters Ukraine to find a real lady, feminine, and when he meets the lady of Ukrainian lady, he expects she to behave exactly like a Western lady. But I'm sorry, but that would not happen. That would not happen. And
for example, like what? In what way?
For example, sometimes I was asked, why are you so shy? You have blocks, complexes. No, maybe some Ukrainian ladies are reserved, they are not shy. Maybe when the man is speaking in the society, in the company, the woman, like of my character, tend to stay silent. It doesn't signify complexes and blocks inside. I think that my behavior dramatically differs from behavior of typical European woman.
You're a stay-at-home person, I remember.
No, I like to go out, but in terms of behavior with the man, that it dramatically differs. And maybe the men from Netherlands, from Great Britain, from the USA would expect something Ukrainian look, but Western American behavior, exactly. That's what I have noticed, but I cannot inform this is true. But it's just my guess that she will be brave, active, talking and so on. But I'm not sure. I cannot inform this.
Yeah, you tend to be more reserved. I can relate to this.
And sometimes why are you so shy? What's your problem? Why are you so sad? You don't have your opinion. No, I'm just silent.
I'm just listening.
I'm just listening, exactly. I'm listening. Yeah.
Yeah, totally. I mean, like, Western guys wouldn't go to other countries if Western chicks weren't so fat. Honestly, if they weren't so fat and they dressed, halfway decent, they would, we wouldn't leave. Of course not, because a lot of the guys like that outspoken personality, but it's hard to be attracted to a girl that's 200 pounds, 250 pounds. It's really difficult.
So that's your obstacle of finding the right match.
Oh God, there's just so many fat chicks in the West. It's like, or like, they have a bunch of kids with different guys, stuff like that. That's a huge. Whenever you go on dating sites, whatever, you meet girls or whatever, try to pick up a girl. Yeah, she's always got like 2 or 3 kids with different men. So that's really common. When I come here, I didn't see that as much. I do see some single mothers and stuff like that, but it's like
For us, it's one is enough.
yeah.
Right. And do you see what is feminism for you? What do you call? And let's talk about it, because Western men are talking about this like brutal feminism. But what is it for you?
First of all, I want to say that in Ukraine, the topic of feminism is not popular at all, from my point of view. Why? Because I agree with Natalie that initially, history happens that men and women are equal in Ukraine.
Yeah, since many years.
Yeah, since many years. This is not.
Do you have to prove you are like at your work, like you have a like good job position? So do you have to? Well,
I
know
never
they
compete.
pay women less. And in Ukraine, they pay women less.
I guess I have thought about this, that at the same position, the women in Ukraine are paid less money than the men.
Yeah.
It connected with that fact that the man is a breadwinner.
Yeah.
Here in Ukraine, we are talking about Ukraine, so he needs to be paid 20% something more salary. I have heard about
But
this.
do you feel the discrimination as a woman in Ukraine?
No, no.
What have you been observing then with these phenomena? Like women in Ukraine, like do they demonstrate like seriously feministic attitudes?
No.
Olga.
I'm feminist.
Yeah, she's being a nice girl on camera, but, you know, beforehand. It was down with the patriarchy. Yeah, I mean, like, I'm seeing it in the young generation. It's, you see young girls. I'm talking about 13, 14, 15. See them with multicolored hair, short haircut. What is it? They're dressing like, you know, like lesbians. I'm seeing a lot of that. When I go to the parks and stuff like that, there was a silpo that was close to my house. I see young girls kissing each other, stuff like that. They're very much taking that Western feminism, and you will see it in Ukraine in the next 10, 20 years. It will be.
Thank you, Ben.
Because I used to travel back and forth to Poland all the time over many years, and I seen the transformation happening in Poland, going from like extremely conservative, you know, extremely Catholic or whatever, to like you know, feminism and women's rights and abortion for all and all sorts of stuff. And now you see like all Polish girls, if you go there, they're covered in tattoos, piercings all on their face, getting more aggressive towards men, and like the same is happening here. It's coming here too.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Like I say, you know, girls within Olga's age, no, you're not going to see it, and older, definitely not. But yeah, the younger generation, you're going to see it. It is happening.
So it's a trouble for guys who are looking for girls that are 20-year-old now. Finding a good, clean girl without tattoos.
I mean, like, you know, I sent you that video on Tinder, the 20-year-old girl or whatever. That is like common. So I sent this video to Natalie of these 20-year-old girls and their Tinder profile, and it's like ass out, titties out, sexual dress, or whatever, like
crazy.
Like holding dildos and stuff like that, and like all sorts of like, this is Western behavior, this is Western feminism, hypersexual, you know, not a strong male role model in their family, and then the daughters are thinking like, get that body count up. So they're out there and they're having sex with as many guys as they can. So that is the future of Ukraine. If the young girls are acting like this, they'll continue to act like this, and then the next generation. So, guys, if you want a Ukrainian girl, jump on it right now. You're running out of time, man. You're running out of time. You're running out of options. You got about, I don't know, like I said, 10 years. 10 years before, forget about it. They're going to be the exact same as the West.
Well.
Natalie doesn't want to hear this, but it's just what I see. And yeah, like I said, within 10, 15 years, easily, feminism is going to take over Ukraine here.
When I'm dealing with my clients, men and women, I'm dealing with individual cases. And I do have, like, new girls coming, very few younger girls. Like, I've just got a 19-year-old in my database. But her mom knows me and she trusts me. And the girl doesn't have any tattoos, but she is like we say, a white crow. because she is mama's girl. She's a good behaved girl who gets her university degree, who is not like going to these crazy events and stuff. And she's like, I'm going to watch this baby, and like my son is 19-year-old, so I'm like, she's like daughter to me. So I'm like, okay, I'm not going to let like any bad guys to spoil that girl.
Is her father in her life?
There is, but they do not live together. Yeah, and it's a problem too.
Yeah. That'd be a red flag for me, personally.
We are watching.
Yeah. I mean, like, if she has, like, her grandpa or an uncle or something like that, or, like, some kind of, like, strong male role model, okay. But if there's, like, no guy, I could show you plenty of Tinder profiles, man, of girls exactly like that. And that's what's happening.
She's not on Tinder.
Yeah, see, there you go. There you go. So if she has that kind of influence or whatever, then she won't be.
Yeah. Yeah. But talking about you, Ben, who is your dream partner?
Dream partner.
You're obviously like you know what you want. You're obviously like tall, hot, attractive.
I mean, like,
you know,
Scarlett Johansson's taken. You know what I'm saying? I like.
She's not Ukrainian.
No, she's like Swedish or something.
But we have Ukrainian girls like that are hot.
Yeah. Oh yeah, all over the place. I mean, like I said that last video, like you go for a walk around in Ukraine and like just even outside Natalie's office, like it's crazy how many beautiful women are walking around, and you're gonna see them all over. I mean. What Olga was talking about before about like, yeah, your money is important, but it's like, it's the entry to, you know, dating me. After that, we have to have connection, we have to have personality, stuff like that. It's the same thing for guys. Like, your looks are the first, you know, foot in the door. And then after that, then we're looking for like, you know, we want something who's not going to fight with us is the main thing. You know, agreeable, very agreeable. I mean, like you can have different opinions. You can disagree with the guy or whatever, but it's important not to do it in public in front of other people, like airing your dirty laundry. You know what I mean? Like we don't like that. You know, and you
look at me like I'm doing it.
Watch out for this one. Yeah, no, I mean like we're probably looking for the same things. Just swap money for looks or security for looks. Really, I mean like. We're definitely looking for like you know what I mean, like where they're looking for the dominant guy, we're looking for the submissive woman, you know. So I'm a dream woman. Jeez.
No problems.
I mean, statistically speaking, like all guys aged from 18 to 60 are looking for women 18 to 24. There's data behind this, Tinder and Bumble and Plenty of Fish and everything, that women between those age groups get the most messages. Guys stay interested longer, will keep conversation up longer. Like this is just how it's been for hundreds, thousands of years. Guys want young, pretty women. So like if they can't get that, if their value's less, then they go for a woman that's older. Yeah, this is difficult to listen to, but it's the truth. It's just the truth. And I don't think we should lie to people anymore and try to pretend like it's all about personality. It's not. If I have no money, the girl's not interested in me. That's easy for women to say. Women can say that and they don't get upset. Nobody gets upset. But when a guy says, I want a young girl who's, you know, not fat and, you know, easygoing, everybody's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. A man having standards. Whoa, whoa, whoa. But no, I think it's fair. Like, hey, if you want a guy to take care of you and pay the bills and stuff like that, we want a chick that's not fat and we want a chick that's young to have kids with. Isn't that fair? I think that's fair. I don't know. Everybody got all weird when I said it, but like, this is the truth.
And when you are going out with Ukrainian women that are like 23, 24, do they have the values you're looking for?
Well, I mean, here's the thing, is like they're trainable. So as long as they had a strong male role model in their life, then a lot of their instinct or personality or whatever will know to deter to the man. They'll know that. So you can teach her things that you like in a relationship, but she will know to respect the man, and that's the most important part.
Olga, when you were 24, 23.
How long ago? When I was young.
It's not so long ago, but were you trainable? When you dated a guy, did you want to listen to a guy? Or you wanted to go your way, you do your stuff? What were you like? Like, what were you thinking?
I agree with Ben that the woman who respects the man, like the man should respect the man. It's really ugly when they argue in public. When I was 23, 24 years old, I was single. I worked because I was obsessed to find the dream work. I had a fear that after university I didn't find anything, and as my parents are divorced, I understood that I must earn money. That's why first date with a foreign man I had at the age of, I think, 26. The man from London.
But how old were you when your parents divorced? You were mature. You were like 20
Yes.
plus.
At the age of 17, my parents divorced, and when I had graduated the university, my mom told me, you must go and find a job. You must work.
Yeah, but when you are 17, it's painful. But you grew up with it.
Yeah. It's painful.
So-
Yes, you can overcome it. Yeah.
But when you were younger,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
too much. But now, when I was 23,
Yeah.
24, I was having a baby. Oh my god.
See, there you go. You're being trained then.
Yeah, I was pregnant. Then another baby. So, like, yeah. I got married when I was 19, but I was young and stupid. I mean, to tell the truth, in a relationship, I didn't know many things. I started learning things and I was listening to my...
But that's exactly what I mean by younger girls are trainable, where older women are not. They're very secure in who they are, and this is who I am. And usually as women get older, they become less agreeable, they become more disagreeable. And so then it's harder because as a man starts out very agreeable when he's young. And as he gets older, he becomes more disagreeable. So as a man gains more wealth and power and status and stuff like that, he's not going to put up with BS. If you don't follow his pathway, he's going to, pump and dump or just take off. And so if the woman is disagreeing with the man constantly disagreeing, yeah, it's not going to work. You have to have somebody who's agreeable and somebody who's disagreeable. You can't have two disagreeable people, and you can't have two agreeable people because nothing gets done. You ever been in a relationship? Where do you want to go? Where do you want to go to eat? You hungry? Where do you want to go eat? I don't know. Where do you want to go to eat? Well, where do you want to eat? No. Where do you want to eat?
Excuse me, somebody's there.
And then the conversation just kind of goes back and forth between the two people, and nothing gets done, and you end up sitting there, and then the girl's like, well, I need a man, and then leaves the guy, right? Do you want to be with a man who can't agree on anything? Like, who's sitting there, it's like, I don't know. What do you want?
I agree.
I don't know.
Yeah. Up to you. It's up to you, yeah.
Yeah, like obviously women are not attracted to that, right? And so it's important for men to be disagreeable. It's important for men to know what they want and where they want to go and what they want to do and everything like that. If you have a woman that's like constantly disagreeing with you, saying like, no, I don't want to be this, I don't want to do that, stuff like that, the guy's not going to want to be with you. It's as simple as that. So, go ahead, Natalie.
It's one of my couples who's happily married now in Ukraine. They came for a little something, but well, we'll deal with them later. See, we have now about 10 couples in town, and I'm making a big reunion with my couples like Monday, and they can have the kids. Like, I have two couples that both have two kids together, and yeah, they are agreeable. I totally agree with you. And what I really wanted to comment on, and I'm happy we came to this point, is that there are two types of relationship right now we are discussing. And one type of relationship is when man is dominant and he brings the money and the woman brings the youth and she's agreeable, so man is dominant and she's agreeable. And another type of relationship is like, it's like 50-50.
That doesn't work. 100% doesn't work. There's always got to be a leader. You can't have two people that are equal. It's impossible. There could be a 51-49, but it's impossible to have 50-50.
Okay, but they are both, I agree, but what I've been observing now is that men want a woman who is dependent and who is listening to him and who is agreeable and who is his baby, like in a good way. but at the same time she makes her own money, and
Yeah.
she has to be independent.
Yeah.
But these are two different models. I see this all the time, and women want to be dependent, but they also want to be independent in some way, because she doesn't know what this man will think tomorrow. Maybe he wants another baby, whatever. And she gives her time, she gives her like youth and whatever she can give to the guy, even gives him babies, but then he changes his mind and he goes after a younger girl, because there are plenty, like specifically in Ukraine. And the girls are also like having difficulty understanding, okay, I want to depend on a man, I want him to be the boss, but he's expecting me to be independent. So she has like a very hard time choosing where she spends the time to be independent and making money, to be independent from a guy, or to be dependent from a guy and dedicate all this time to him, and then she's not going to make enough. So it's like always like running back and forth, and I see girls being married. We were talking about monkey branching. I wanted to come back to that subject, but and you'll explain what you mean. But the girls are monkey branching for the job, between a guy and a job, or a better job, or a better job.
Yeah, that's why that doesn't work.
Yeah.
That's why that system doesn't work. That's why you have to have the guy that's in charge, he's making the money, and the woman can have a job too, but it can't be her sole focus. Especially when you have kids, the family should be the sole focus. Look at, so you want to pay for your kids to go to daycare? Yeah, in the West, that's like $2,000-$3,000 a month. So whatever money you're making, yeah, why don't you just stay at home and take care of the kids? Because not only is that $3,000 towards the kids going for that, but then you have to pay for your car to get to work, and you have to pay for gas. It ends up becoming way more expensive to have your kids in daycare, because if you got 2 kids, then it could be like $4,000 a month. And then on top of like, providing for them, and then you're never home. You're never there to see your kids anyway. So
But the guys are asking me when they are coming to me. They are asking. Well, I'm telling them she wants to take care of the baby. She doesn't want to compete with the guy. She doesn't want to have a super job. But the guys are asking like, okay, I'll work, but she has to do something too. It's like, when?
Yeah, I mean, like, yeah,
she's got 2 babies. When?
I mean, like, that's feminist brainwashing for both men and women.
Yes.
Like, it's not just women that are brainwashed. Men are also brainwashed as well. But I mean, like, you have to understand that, like, we've been pushed that way with media for such a long time that, our thinking is like, yeah, women have to be in that way, but it doesn't work. And the divorce rates prove it. The fact that, like, so many people are single, and, like, the fighting between men and women is so strong in the West, like, that system doesn't work.
Yeah, and we hear all this like hindrances in the air, like bad waves, and often men get lost to these stigmas. Like, a woman has to make the money and has to take care of the kids and do it simultaneously, both very well, perfectly fine. Then why she should listen to you?
No, that's feminist brainwashing again. Like I said, like, it's telling the woman that she could be everything. You can have the boss lady job, you can have your family, you can have your free time and your friends and do everything, and it's just not true.
That's how I've been living. It was 25 years.
Okay, but Natalie, you're completely, like, most women, you know what I mean? Like, this is not...
3 kids, friends. I don't have enough time for friends. Yes, now I have like video with friends. Like, that's how I can afford friends.
Right, but you know what I'm saying, right? Like, most women can't do that,
difficult.
and it's too much anyway. It's too much to expect one person to be able to do all of that.
I can't call I cook. I don't remember what I'm cooking, but I still cook. It's my duty because my husband does other stuff. So.
Superwoman.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean...
But no, I was like making fun of myself as an example, but I see Ukrainian women that are married being like that, okay? And the feminism in Ukraine has a different taste. And Olga, correct me if I'm wrong, because you may not see it enough. You're here like for what, 2 months only?
Month and a half.
Month and a half. But we are told by moms, and so you have a job, you come home, you take care of your husband, you take care of your kids, because our daycare is not 3,000. Our daycare is less, way less. And you cook, you do other stuff, and if you're lucky, your husband can do some other home chores. I'm lucky. But I have a helper as well, with some cleaning and cooking. I do myself. I don't believe in. But we are raised like this, that you have to be a superwoman, or you're not good enough.
Yeah.
That's what our mamas are telling us.
Yeah.
Right, and that's probably why feminism will take off here, like a fire. Like you'll be surprised how fast and hot it burns. Like, because women will eventually get sick of that. Because your return for your investment is getting less and less. Like you're saying about how Ukrainian guys don't do as much or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, eventually, Ukrainian women are going to see, like, in the rest of the world, it's not like that, and they can have a better deal. And
that's why they're here.
Yeah.
Because Western men cook and clean and do stuff, and they are attentive and they are self-sufficient.
Sure. And so it's only a matter of time.
Optimist.
Oh no, I mean, like, hey, it's just the natural order of things, right? Like eventually it'll come back around, I hope.
Okay, Ben, what's your biggest fear when it comes to relationship?
Oh, that's easy. Ending up with a terrible partner for life.
Boss babe.
No, boss babe. Ooh, yeah. To be dominated for sure. To have a woman that dominates me, that I come home every night or whatever, and she comes home every night, and then we just fight all night. Because I've been in those relationships with a woman like that, that's like very career oriented, that had reached a certain success in her life, very well educated, very high paying jobs, stuff like that. And those women don't know how to turn it off when they come home. When they come home, how they were acting at work, fighting with everybody, yeah, they do that at home too. And so for me, that's my own personal hell. To go through that, I would stay single the rest of my life if I ended up with a girl like that. That is awful. I'm talking about like situation where like she asks, "Oh, can you go buy me some milk?" Yeah, honey, no problem. I go buy milk, and I come back in, and she's like, "The fuck is this?" Throw it on the floor. It's like,
"Oh,
I wanted this milk. You bought this brand." And I'm like, "Oh, okay, I'm sorry. I'll get it next." No, you don't understand. And then it turns into like a 4-hour fight because I bought the wrong milk. And I've been in those relationships where I've seen that. Like,
what you do when you get to the store is like, click, click, darling. What milk do you want?
Oh yeah, I mean, like this was when I.
Then she will find another reason.
No. She's looking to fight.
Yeah.
Stressed out from work all day or whatever, and she's just wants to take it out on me, right?
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. Like a lot, like guys handle it differently. When they come home, they don't want to talk about work. Work is the last thing on my mind. When I come home after working all day, I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to think about it. I don't want to get in any fights or anything. I want to come home. I want to relax, eat something, watch some TV or something. Last thing on my mind is work when I come home.
Cool. Thank you.
Yeah.
What's your biggest fear in a relationship?
I have no fear. I'm a brave feminist.
Strong, independent woman.
Strong, independent woman.
Yeah. She wrestles bears in her spare time.
Yeah, that's my hobby.
Here, like I have a carpet somewhere there.
My biggest fear, I think the man who would take you for granted. You will put efforts into these relations, and step by step, day by day, month by month, he would lose his interest to you. Like what you are doing, there's nothing special. You cooked super delicious food. Okay, thank you. You look beautiful. Okay, yeah. So maybe this one.
I see.
His loss of his interest. Oh, love. Absence of love.
Yeah.
And of course, lack of money. I forgot to tell.
That's what she meant to say.
Yeah,
all right?
yeah,
When she,
I
all
forgot.
that before,
Yeah,
you can
yeah.
forget that.
If
You
he
know,
w-
that was just cap. She
If
was
he
lying.
goes bankrupt, this is the biggest fear.
Yeah, exactly. Pay
Divorce
attention,
him right
guys.
away.
Pay attention, guys.
Yeah.
All right. You know, gotta read between the lines. You know what Olga really meant was keep paying. All
Yeah.
right? You know? Keep paying.
And understanding these, hearing what's Ben's biggest fear, what would you advise to him? How he can protect himself from this? What do you think? Like giving each other friendly advice, for example.
Not to just, I understand that maybe it's hardly possible, just forget this past dramatic experience. And of course he needs a peaceful, kind girl to be more careful about with whom he's dating. But I cannot say that he would never predict that he would never met the scandalous woman. Maybe it happens. But I just, maybe he needs shy girl.
Well, actually,
Thank you, my king, for the milk that you have brought to me.
Hey, now you're talking. Yeah, I like that.
This milk is golden from your golden hands.
Oh yeah, it's music to my ears. It's exactly what I want. Oh.
Well. Do you know, guys, that actually there is no recipe to that? Because we change all the time, and men lose interest, women become more emotional and aggressive, especially when we are not getting what we want, and when things that it's just piece of life. And when I'm not an angel, but when I was throwing a fit, and my husband was like, okay, he walks away. He doesn't even fight. He's like,
That's super cool.
why I'm shouting? Okay, like shut up. And understanding that nowadays we have anxiety and passive-aggressive behavior as an outcome of our stressful life. And we can throw emotions, but what some men don't understand, when we are fighting, it's not about you. It's about us, but people are taking it personally.
Well, yeah, that also comes into where, like, honey, what's wrong? And she's like, oh, you know, I tried to do this and for some reason the car's not working. Or, you know, somebody at work said this thing and I don't like it. And you're like, yeah? Okay, well, next time you do this or this, or you try this. No. And then she gets more and more upset because she doesn't want you to fix it. She just wants you to listen to her talk about the problem. And then after she's done talking about it, then that's it. That's all she wants. Like, for me, this was like a huge thing that a really long time to figure out, is like, women don't want you to fix that problem. They just want to complain about that girl at work
and
then let it out.
This is the greatest difference
Yeah.
between a Western woman and Ukrainian woman. Because Ukrainian woman, when she's complaining to you, she wants you to fix it.
Really?
Yes.
That's what you want? When you complain about
yeah.
something,
Yeah.
you want me to go out there and
Yeah.
Yeah.
do
And
something?
actually we are, that's an indirect way of telling. We can't tell it, go and fix this like crazy stuff on the balcony because it stinks. We say, you know, the balcony stinks and it's so terrible. There's so many flies, and we need to do something about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, guys would
You're
just go,
supposed
no,
to-
guys would just like, yeah, for sure.
And this is when Western guys like, and this creates a fight because you don't like a woman telling you directly like, do this, go do that.
No,
So
I
she
have
will
no.
complain.
Yeah, but I got no problem with that. Like, hey, honey, you know, throw the trash. Yeah, no problem. After this commercial. After this commercial.
So what we need to learn about Western man is that if you want something from him,
Ask
tell-
directly.
Ask directly.
Exactly. And that's what I liked about Ukrainian girls, is they are direct. Very direct. Except this one.
Although it's working better. For example, when I'm telling my husband like there is a disaster on the balcony, something stinks and like flies are all over. He says, oh, go and check. But when I'm telling like this, don't do that, he's like,
Yeah, but see, that's how you're saying it. You're freaking out when you say it, right? Obviously, he's gonna react differently. He's like, "Oh, she's at it again.
Yeah.
Oh, she's doing it again." Oh.
Next year it will be 25 years
Oh.
when I'm still married. So I'm on the road. Something's working.
Yeah, yeah.
So there is, from my married experience, I can see that actually there is a recipe for each particular situation, but understanding that emotional flow is not after you, but it's the personal. It's like was my biggest kind of understanding and revelation. Like, wow. And people are telling me that too. When girls have a lot of emotions in Ukraine, and when they go abroad, and when they start a new life, it's a lot of stress. So when a guy is joining her with those emotions, when she cries, misses home, but she can't leave because she has her documents that are not ready yet, like he sits there with her and he just shares the empathy, and that's make it work. Yeah, she may like shout like at some people later, or maybe kind of like a super angel, but but at this situation she needs to vent, and if you take it personally, bad for you.
I mean, like, there's just a lot of little things that guys and girls don't know about each other. You know what I mean? And a lot of it comes from experience. A lot of it comes from sitting down and just talking it out. But yeah, I mean, like this situation. If you don't have sisters growing up,
Yeah.
you know what I mean. You're probably not gonna know. I have a brother. I had no idea. All this stuff that I learned about women, I was just having like terrible relationship, after terrible relationship, after terrible relationship. And like, oh, that's what you don't do. That's how I don't get yelled at. Oh, okay. You know, it's like guys, you know, we got thick skulls. You know what I'm saying? So it takes a while to get that message across, but.
But now your turn to give advice to Olga. Well, her biggest fear is the guy will lose interest in her. And so how to prevent that? Or is there any way that she can kind of burn him, you know, and keep him hot? And
Yeah, I mean, sure, there's plenty of things, like dress sexy, do whatever he's asking for in bed, stuff like that. Like, all the time guys I know for myself in relationships, you ask a girl, like, hey, do this. You want to try this? No. Who do you think I am? I'm not that kind of girl. You know, you hear that kind of stuff or whatever, but you know, the guy's put in 10 years with you. You know what I mean? Like, put on the wig, you know?
Put on the wig.
Put on the wig, right?
Okay.
Put on that dress, you know, dress up the way he wants, because like that's the kind of stuff that's going to keep him around, right? He's going to ask you, like,
Be different.
I mean, like,
actually, yeah, that works well.
yeah, totally, because I've been in relationships for long periods of time, and I, you know, ask for things right away, and I don't get it. You know, these girls have her standards and stuff like that, but if you put in a certain amount of time and you're committed to being with that person, you know, try it. You know what I mean? Because that's gonna keep that guy around. Because if you keep saying like no, and years go on, he's gonna like, why am I with you? You know what I mean? Like, I'll find a girl that will do that stuff. And there are girls out there that will do that stuff. There's lots of them. And that's kind of why, like, it's hard to stay in relationships now, is because girls are so sexually adventurous. And if you're in a committed relationship and you're not doing a lot of the things that the guy might be into, he will easily find it somewhere else. Easily. There's a lot of girls that, I showed you that 20-year-old girl on Tinder, you know what I mean? Could you imagine what she's doing?
Did you call her?
No.
Good.
But I mean, like, she's guaranteed that girl at 20 years old that's doing these kind of things are like far more sexually experienced than like anybody, like porn stars even. I guarantee her body count is like really high. Her possibilities for all kinds of crazy sex adventures are really high. And so she has all that experience. And so if your wife is not, you know, doing certain things and it goes on for a really long time, he might look to that girl. Because that girl only costs like $40 an hour, so.
In Ukraine.
In Ukraine, yeah. Dude, it's wild like that, so.
That's another reason why it's becoming so crazy.
Yeah.
difficult to match guys with good girls because bad girls do stuff cheap. They really like cheapen
The value of a
the
woman.
valuable women.
100%.
But I can 100% relate to what you're saying to Olga because guy like a successful guy especially wants a new woman every day. So if you can be a new woman every day, by 10 weeks.
Yeah, dress up. It's great. You're a different person.
Yeah,
totally.
be a different person and play with his creativity. So he's like wondering, of course,
Who are you?
at a certain Yoda. Today you're Yoda. Tomorrow you're Lion King.
Yeah.
I'm not
yeah,
here to
that's
judge.
a secret.
I'm not here to judge. All right, if that's what you're into.
But keeping a certain guy's interest can be also impossible. There is no recipe to that because he's got his personal content going on. He's got his, as we say, cockroaches dancing.
Yeah.
I don't know that one, but yeah.
We have a saying in Ukraine that everybody has their own cockroaches in the head.
Yeah. He doesn't know. You don't know.
No, I don't know this
yet.
one.
So when you go out with a girl, just care, my cockroaches are well balanced.
Okay, well, I mean, like, to answer that is, like, there's no guarantees in life.
Yeah.
There's no guarantees. I can't say, hey, Olga, you do this, this, and this, 100%, don't worry about it, it's taken care of. There's no, perfect answer for anything, right?
Yeah.
All I'm saying is there's certain things that you can do to prolong the relationship. Obviously, doing certain things in the bedroom, or dressing up, or acting a certain way is 100% to keep them interested. Like...
buy her golden rings and buy her
like trips to Maldives, right, guys? Like...
To Moldova.
Oh, yeah.
Zatoka.
Oh, Zatoka boys. Yeah, take your girl there. I guarantee she'll love you for life.
Yeah.
Life.
Yeah.
Life, yeah.
He knows the secrets.
Yeah. I mean, like, just little things, right? Show appreciation, like, bring him something to eat or something like that. Like, he's sitting on the couch, maybe he's tired from work. You bring him, like, a bowl of fruit or something. He sits there like, yes, that's why I married that girl. And when he has that feeling, he's going to put more, interest in you. Like, obviously, there's guys out there that are bums. There's bums, for sure. I'm not talking about those guys. Like, the girl should be smart enough to realize what man, what valuable men are. Like, what value that man has. And that's, like, the most important thing that you should teach your daughters. If you have daughters, you got to teach them what is a high value man, what you should be
what
looking
is high
for.
value man?
Yeah, so now Olga needs to know.
So what is high value
Olga,
man?
you're 34, you don't know by now.
Update, because there are other Olgas, Tatyanas, Natashas that may be listening to this video, they want to know. So in your understanding, what is a high value man?
Yeah, definitely. So a high value man is somebody who's is successful, has a career, has his money, knows who he is confident, knows how to treat a woman, like, and also is looking for a very high quality woman, And here's the thing: is like a lot of those guys, women don't know what their value is. They look at him and they just go, you know what, he's a little bit short. Or you know what?
That's not the
he's a little
criteria.
bit like this. Yeah. She'll start like judging him on little things.
The miserable things.
Yeah, he doesn't like the same music as me or something like that. And she's not looking at his value. She's thinking of some like completely superficial thing that has nothing to do with long-term success in a relationship. And so this is what I noticed. Like, most women have no clue what a high value guy is. Absolutely no clue. And they will go date some bum because that bum turned them on, got them excited, right? Showed them like, and then they're like, oh. But that's it. That's all that guy does. Yeah. And most women, I say vast majority of women, have no clue what a good guy is. Have no clue. So if I have a daughter, I'm going to teach her, like, hey, this is the kind of guy you're looking for. Stay away from that guy. I'm going to chase those guys away. You watch all those TV shows of the dad, chasing the bad guy, the bad boyfriend away. I'm going to do that because I see like how destructive it is for girls to grow up and have relationships with men that, the guy doesn't like them, doesn't care about them, uses them, treats them poorly, stuff like that. It's really not good for a woman's psyche. Like, men can...
I have a question for you. A girl is dating a guy, and they're on their like probably 35th date, and then she's saying, what's your goal? Like, we're going out, we are like doing well, you're attractive, I'm attractive, what's your goal? How do you see us? And then he would say, oh, you are so much into marriage or something, you're pushing me. Is this a good way?
You're pushing me, yes.
I've kind of been in the opposite situation where
Really?
where I found like stunner or awesome girls, and I'm like, hey, I like you, I'm serious, I'm interested, let's do something. And their reaction to me is always like, what? Really? What? No? No. Hey, isn't it too soon? Are you serious? No. And then they start backing off, and then they have the opposite reaction where they start putting like roadblocks up and like, is this guy serious? And like, I don't believe him and stuff. I'm like, no, I'm telling you. And then as soon as the girl starts doing that, my interest in her goes down. So I'm kind of the opposite of those guys. Like, I understand why those guys are doing it. They're trying to protect,
Himself?
their investment. Yeah, because the
He's
girl.
not interested in a girl.
No, I mean, like they are, but they have to be careful because,
She must be careful, or he must be careful.
No, he must be careful because he doesn't understand. Like a lot of guys don't know women. They don't know women's behavior. They don't know women's thoughts or actions or stuff like that. So they're putting walls up because either they work all the time and they have no experience with women, or they just don't understand how a woman works. Like a lot of guys are clueless, like what a good woman is and what a bad woman is and stuff like that. And so that's why he's putting those walls up. But I know, I have the experience. That's what I saw. Oh, quality? Okay, you. But
or maybe
it
that
freaks
man
girls out.
doesn't have long-lasting plans with a woman.
I mean,
he's
if
saying that
if
she's too much in a hurry, and she's telling him, like at the beginning of a relationship, yeah, I want family. I'm dating you because I'm looking for a husband.
yeah, but if he was that way, then he would just go, okay, let's go for dinner. Yeah, you want to have babies? Okay, we'll have babies. Smash, and then pass, and then just move on. Like if the guy was really like that, that's what he would do.
I see.
He would tell her whatever she wanted to hear.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is, right?
Well.
But that's how a lot of men get experiences in relationships and learn about women is they go on a lot of dates, date a lot of women, learn how women are, and then as soon as they get that, then they go, oh God, I gotta get me a virgin, I gotta get me a girl with a low body count because I see how these girls are acting and like, oh, this is not good.
But then he's 45 years old, and what virgin are you talking about?
They still exist, but they're like such a small percentage. Yeah, the odds of finding a virgin is like very, very rare, and you're not gonna pick your girlfriend up from high school.
She's not a virgin.
Oh yeah, well that's the thing is most of them aren't. So I mean, like guys want low body counts, right? Obviously, if the girl's been with like 40, 50 guys, 100 guys, which is really common in the West, like it's you're paying full price for a used car, basically. This is what it is. But like, yeah, I mean, like women are cars. I'm not saying that. I'm just using it. I'm using it as an analogy to explain that, like, if the girl easily gives it up to lots of different men, the odds that she's gonna be, stable with you or whatever and stick it out with you is like very, very slim. If she easily sleeps around. Oh yeah, I know what you're gonna do. I know what you're gonna say. Okay, let's get it over with. Let's go.
Okay, like when you're dating a girl, and let's talk about the real hot thing. Ready, right? So when you're dating a girl, when do you think it's right to have sex with each other? Like which date?
I mean, like in the West, we've got a 3-date rule, and I agree with that 100%. If a girl can't figure out if she wants to be with you or not by the 3rd date, and you got to understand the 3rd date includes like, every day texting back and forth, messages, learning about each other, stuff like that. 3rd date doesn't have to be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. 3rd date could be a couple weeks in between or something like that. But by the 3rd date and the amount of time and effort and energy that man's put in, the girl should know if she wants to date you or not and have sex with you.
Okay.
So.
But then it comes to a dilemma about the used car, because when she has sex with you and it's not working well, and you understand that actually, yeah, it was fine, I check, next, you both think so?
I mean, like, here's the thing.
Why sex is a deal maker for a Western guy?
I mean, it's the same reason why women want attention and commitment, right? You're basically, so a man commits with his, attention, his love, his time, his money, and stuff like that, and a woman shows commitment with her sex.
Right.
That's what the men are after. That's what men want. So equal exchange of value, right?
What happens often in Ukraine is that a guy leads you on, he warms you up, and then he has sex with you, and you never see him again.
Right, but that's the thing is like the girl should know like the difference between guys like that kind of guy and a guy that's really going to commit. So when that happens, when that situation happens,
And then she's got 50 guys and she's not valuable anymore because she's been there.
okay, right. But what's happening in that situation is the guy's way up here and the girl's down here, and she wants to be at his level, and she thinks that she's at his level. Like say the guy's like an 8 or a 9 or something like that, and the girl's a 4, she thinks that she deserves that 9. Right? And so the guy doesn't want to marry some 4. He wants to marry another 9. That's usually what it is. Now,
so she shouldn't have sex with you on the third date. She should wait and marinate you a little bit more.
no, but I won't stick around. If it hasn't happened by the third date, it's over and I move on. I have options now.
In Ukraine, women wait with sex.
No, they don't.
Good women, they wait.
No, even good girls, you can get past
Well,
it.
with you, they don't. You're 24, you're tall, you're hot, they don't wait. Of course, they see the value, they try it. But when women are dating local guys, when they understand you have more time, they will wait. Because she wants to build emotional connection with you. And I've heard so many women saying, gosh, the sex was coming too soon. I want to trust him more. I really want to open
I don't
up
trust
more.
him. Yeah.
Well, so, and this is when you're missing the real good deal girl. When you are like, don't wait. Maybe.
I mean, never had a problem in that situation. It's never been an issue, really. I mean, definitely, usually the girl, if she's not interested in me, I'll know within the first date. I'll know within the first date, and she'll know within the first date. And it's the same thing. Like, if I have no interest in the girl on the first date, I will say goodbye. Even if I know I could put in another date and hit it, I'm still not interested. Like, no long term.
When you're not interested, how do you behave? So for girls to know that a girl's just spending time and
Well, he's not paying attention anymore. He's not paying attention to you. He's not showing you his attention. He's not giving you your time. He's making plans to do other things. He doesn't want to be around you.
I see.
Kind of thing. Like, oh yeah, it's great. Olga knows, right? I'm sure. I mean, I'm not. No, I don't mean it like that. But I mean, like, you obviously. I mean, like, you know that a guy's. Like, you know that that's what a guy's gonna do, right? Like.
Okay, it's just the hint that Olga knows when the man is not interested in you. I agree.
You've met the guys.
Yes, it's seen that
Like you're dating, and suddenly no attention. Like, okay, he's not messaging you every day anymore. He's not talking to you so much.
For me,
this is
the very sad signal when he's, for example, how was your day? The girl is writing, and the reply is, I'm in a bad mood, everything is bad. I understand that maybe he has low interest, because if he's in a bad mood and the communication with woman is not cheerful to him, maybe this is the beginning of the end, maybe.
Well, it is actually.
Because I have some problems, I have bad mood.
Right. But talking about sex, for you, Olga, well, Ben has a third date.
Third date rule, 100%.
Yeah. How about you? How much time do you need to really open up and get there?
When he gives me the money.
Stop, it's not your question. You've answered it.
Yeah, he's not.
Все ты знаешь, да? You know everything.
You know everything, yes. It's very personal, but I agree with Natalie that the woman, in order not to feel herself used, and not to feel herself stupid, like I'm not interested anymore to him, there must be some connection, emotion way, that there must be something that you understand that you are not attracted only by sport body. Maybe the way he talks, you share his words, you respect him, and you feel the same from him, that he shares the same your ideas. But actually there is no recipe. Nobody will guarantee that you will have sex and after this you will have perfect future life. No. Yes, so that's why.
supposed to be better, you know. You really fall in love with each
I
other
think
when you
it's
have sex.
reasonable to have conversation with men, to keep dialogue, to try to listen to him, and it makes normal people, adequate people are getting closer with conversations, with dialogues, and that's why that makes even this sex contact even brighter, more emotional.
Well, I mean, I'd say a man will stick around if the woman shows more value than just sex. So if he's looking at you and you're like, okay, well, all she is a body, then he's not going to stick around. It's 100%. It's just the way it is. And yeah, there's obviously like the PUA, the player type guys that's all they want and that's all they're looking for. But we're not talking about them. We're talking about like the average guy. And the average guy, after he has sex with you, he's going to think, okay, now that my head's clear, my balls are empty, my head is clear, you know, free nut. Then he's going to look at you, okay, so what else? What else is about you? What is there a reason for me to
That's
stick
why you
around?
must have dialogue with him, so he would understand what else.
No, but that's the thing. It's like when the guy's all like, you know, crazy about need to get laid, need to get laid, need to get laid. He's not thinking about that. He doesn't care about that. He won't start actually thinking about you until after he's had sex with you. Before that, all he's thinking is, what can I do to get laid?
Oh my god.
So,
oh my god, this is the truth. Thank you. Give me 5.
I mean, it's just the way it is. So after you've had sex with the guy and the guy's head's clear, and then he can see like, oh yeah, you know what? Olga brought me some cookies yesterday, and you know she rubbed my back, and you know what? Well, I think Olga would make a good wife. You know, she says sweet things to me. Like then he'll start to think, you know, differently about that. But before that, it's just like, you know, we're animals. Like men are animals, and we need to get that. And once we got that, then we're calmer. So whenever I always tell guys, look, if you're going out on a date and you really want to know if you know you're gonna like this girl, you want to spend time with her, or something like that, you know, milk the cow, get it over with, and then you'll be able to go into it with like a clear thinking or whatever, and instead of looking at her as like, you know, just purely sex, right? So
What I advise that my guys do when they're coming and the sperm is hitting the brain and all, go to that whatever Instagram girl, pay her $40. But approach.
Natalie's a pimp.
I don't know, the girl, you know yourself.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So take off the pressure yourself, whatever whatever way you want. But when the sperm is not pressing the brain, then you can look seriously at a girl you're dating seriously, because she needs time to trust you more, to understand that you're not going to run away. And the sperm is like, block, go block.
Yeah.
Don't call me a pimp. Bad. You're supposed to be a friend.
Oh, just, you know, that's what people might have been thinking, you know, send them to the hose.
Do it yourself, guy.
Just
I
advice.
see it's an obstacle.
See, my advice was the more practical method, right? You know, obviously it doesn't involve other people, you know. So
That's what you mean.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm talking about, you know, spend some time in the shower, right?
Okay. That's even smarter.
Yeah, no, of course.
Good. Okay. Now we got some hot stuff, but we've been talking for an hour and a half already.
Yeah. You know.
Is there anything else besides milking the cow?
Yeah, no, I mean, like, just keep an open mind. Here's the thing. It's like, if you got baggage, stay home, work on it. It's 100% that. Don't come to Ukraine with baggage. You're seriously not looking for dating. These girls are. They're looking for marriage. So don't come here, and that has to be what you're really into. If you don't find it, that's fine. You know what I mean? Like, there's not 100% guarantee you're gonna find your girl. There's not 100% the girl's gonna find their guy, right? That's the way it is. But don't come like all messed up in the head about like mommy didn't do something for me when I was a kid or whatever, right? That's the major thing. And yeah, keep an open mind, because there really are a lot of great gems here, for sure. A lot of diamonds, yeah, for sure. And you will see that when you come. And like we joke around a lot and stuff like that, but in all seriousness, there's a lot of great women here. You'll meet them a lot more because, you know, in the West you might have met her, but she's huge, and you're kind of like, But here you're not going to see that. So take a chance. Don't be a pussy. Come on.
Thank you. How about you, Olga? And thank you for milking the cow thing.
Yeah.
I actually didn't get it first. You see, my English is poor.
No, this action,
Speak English.
this action doesn't
I
exist
missed
in Ukraine.
it.
Come on. Olga knows.
I didn't
No.
expect. Ben, I
I
didn't
also don't
expect
get-
you to.
Really? You guys don't know that? Oh wow, they're very innocent
It's
here.
really
Oh.
not that popular. People talk about that on the West way
Yeah.
more, and they even teach children that. And here it's like, oh, this is bad,
Yeah.
bad. You're not
By
supposed
the time I
to
was
do
4
that.
years old, I knew what that was.
So that's another difference between our cultures. This is considered like very dirty, very bad in the family if they
Yeah.
watch the boy.
Guys, when you come here, Ukrainian girls are all virgins. They don't know what sex is. They have no idea. Believe me, come here, you have a great time. Honest.
No, virgins.
Olga's never seen a man before. She doesn't know what a man looks like. I'm the first one she's ever met. First one she's ever talked to. All right, so
No, I'm just cultural thing, really. And talking openly about things like we do now on this video is like kind of like
Yeah.
it's different.
well, no, it's important. It's important for like both sides to see. You know what I mean? Like what the other side is thinking. Because like I'll tell a lot of truths that a lot of guys aren't willing to say because if they say it, they know the girl's not gonna.
Yeah.
But I don't care.
How about you, Ola? Well, with today's meeting, sorry if we put you on the spot.
No, everything is
But
okay.
actually, here's a real gem thinking, like diamond. Definitely, and I know Olga, and I love you. Really.
Oh.
Yeah, you're dear to me. And but this conversation and things that you would like to say, like to summarize this, maybe something you wish the guys or girls.
The words of Ben that every woman should be careful and should be smart enough how to distinguish the how to say the
intentions of the
value.
man.
the
value
valuable
and the
man.
intentions of the
I
man.
think that's one of the biggest problem of Ukraine because no dads, no mothers, especially from my dad, neither my dad nor my mother taught me you must know the type of personality of man. So I think that it's super important.
Well, for women, 100%.
Yeah, it's
but
100%.
Little boys have a lot longer to figure this out.
Yeah.
It's just biology. It's the way it is. But for girls, this is so important.
Yeah.
You have daughters. You have to
Yeah.
teach your daughters
Yeah,
because it's way more destructive for them
yeah,
to go through these terrible situations than a little boy. Like men, boys, whatever. We have a lot longer to deal with it
Yeah.
and be okay with it. But girls, they really have a short window where their value is like the highest. And then every year after that, it goes down a little bit and a little bit and a little bit. And it's just the way it is.
yeah.
Nobody's trying to date 60-year-old women.
Well, they date 20-year-old guys. I've seen them
sure.
in
Yeah.
the
Oh, yeah.
Dominican Republic.
Yeah.
That's
Oh, yeah.
hot. I mean, yes, she
Oh,
was
no,
a
that's,
guy.
yeah, that's true. But, we'd be
Yeah.
talking about a completely different thing in that
Yeah,
situation.
of
So,
course.
in general, women are born with their value. Men must create their value. So
Yes.
it takes a lot longer for men to become men or boys to become
Yeah.
men. But women really, really need
Yeah.
strong male role model, strong parents. 2-parent household where they care about their children and sit down and talk to your kids. Like, it's so
Yeah.
important. 100%.
Yeah.
Communication with your children. Teach those little girls, man.
Wise man.
Don't be little hoes, because you'll be alone the rest of your life, and you're seeing that in the West. And invest in cat and dog food, boys, because you're gonna make a lot of money.
Well, cool.
Thank you for having us, Natalie.
Yeah, thank you for being honest and being upfront and showing the milking the cow. It's funny.
See, you learned something
Yeah.
today, didn't you? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we are more reserved as a culture for sure.
Yeah.
Oh no, I know.
Far
And
more.
that's how Western guys can come over and take advantage, right? Because we know all of those little things
Yeah.
that our girls grew up with and they learned when they were 8 years old.
Yeah.
So,
It's coming though, but still we are far more conservative. It's very
Yeah.
difficult, for example, for me to explain a 6-year-old daughter when she
Yeah.
comes to me like, what's sex? It's like, oh, wow.
that's the thing you don't do. Huh? Yeah, don't even think about it.
Yeah, no. But explaining, like,
But important.
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 Yeah.
These
You
hard
explain
conversations.
it the right way. Explain who is the right guy, and that's what
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
doing.
I mean, like, before you get into that, probably wait until like 10, 11, something like that to jump into that. But yeah, no, at a very early age, as early as possible, you say, you see what that little boy did? That's bad behavior. You avoid those little boys. That little boy pulled your hair. Is that a good little boy or a bad little boy? That's a bad little boy.
No, he's good little boy.
He's good little
He's
boy.
boy.
Yeah, I like getting my hair pulled, right?
That's feminism.
Yeah.
No, I'm probably sadomaso or whatever. But anyway, enough said, and thank you everybody who was watching us, and more people are going to see this video and learn something, most likely. We try to be very open and direct and kind of brave, I would say, because, well, usually on my videos I'm trying to be polite, correct, politically correct, good thing, but now we've opened up, and we will do more videos with Ben being brave to open up and like, well, let me say this, because, well, first of all, you can hear that good girls exist, good girls speak English, good girls think about the right stuff, and I'm showing you only good girls, and I work only with good girls. I say no to women, no matter how sexy and crazy they are. I just dumped several female clients because they didn't behave the right way that I was feeling it's right for me to introduce you to somebody. And I may not have like thousands and thousands of profiles, but I definitely have profiles of ladies I trust, ladies I know, and ladies that have proven their values to me. Thank you for watching. This is Matchmaking Boutique Possible with Natalie, Koval, Ben, and Olga.
Bye, guys.
And see you in Ukraine. Be brave and welcome.